Hi Lisa, this is Gavin, just doing you a pre-collection video. Obviously, as explained, we have to do these videos because we can't sit in the car with you and show you how some of the features work. So I'm just going to go around the vehicle, show you some obvious features. The car is yet to be fully valeted and cleaned before your arrival on Thursday, but of course it is now only but Tuesday. So first thing I'm going to show you is the petrol filler cap. It's on the passenger side, but if the car is unlocked, you simply push this corner, it's on a spring, and it opens. You then push it and it clicks in, and then once you lock the car with the key, that's then stays shut. Around the rear end of the car, obviously the boot is open for you, just so I can show you your spare wheel. So under here, the cover, there's your spare wheel and all your tools. The locking wheel nut for this car is currently on the passenger seat. As we bring it down, I'm just going to show you this. This is your rear parking camera. Every now and again, give it a little bit of a wipe just to make sure that it's clear. As we come round to the car, as you know, with any key, nowadays they all tend to be a flip open key, retractable, and you can unlock and lock the car using these buttons on the fob. I'm just going to show you a little bit inside the car now. So you've got your folding wing mirrors, so you flick it to the left to fold it in and to the right to fold it out. When it's in the neutral position, it's doing obviously neither. When you're driving along the car, if you go for a width restriction, just pull that in, the mirrors will retract, go out the other side, push it that way, and they will pop out. This one here is to adjust the left wing mirror or the right wing mirror, and you simply just toggle it. I like to leave it central. This below button is to lock the windows. That stops anybody else in the car playing with the windows. You can operate all four, but when that's down flush, nobody else can. I'm now also going to show you where the bonnet release is, and that's just down here in the side of the driver's footwell, and you can see there's a symbol for that. To the right hand side of the steering wheel, this button here, squiggly lines with a car, that's called traction control. The traction control on this car is always on, but the reason why you've got a button there to enable you to turn it off is in case you need to create some wheel spin. Why would you need that? If you're stuck in snow or in mud, you might need to create some wheel spin to pull you free. Otherwise, it's there as a safety device. This one here is always on as well, and that's lane keep assist. It stops you veering, as the arrows show, from lane to lane if you're going on a motorway. If you fall asleep, you're on a long journey, you doze off, it would keep you central. Again, you can turn that off because it can get a little bit annoying around town. It beeps at you every time you go near the white lines. This is just to brighten up or dampen down the bulb display on the clock system there, and in this one just adjusts your headlamps up and down. You'll probably find you'll never need to touch that. I'm now going to pop myself in the car and move the seat back slightly. Here we go. So what have we got down here? Straightforward. This is a 6-speed gearbox. Reverse is up with the little trigger on the front of the shift, just over the front there, towards the passenger and forward, and it couldn't be any easier than that. Now, as I said to you before, 6 gear is for when you're cruising. If you're going on the motorway and you're currently doing 70 miles an hour, nice and simple, pop it into 6 gear, the revs will drop, the engine will quieten down, and you will just literally get a better return on your fuel. Down here is what's called your stop start technology on off button. Hopefully you can pick that up, because I can see it's a bit glared there, but it's a circle with a letter A in the middle and then off underneath, and that's if you want to turn off the stop start technology. But once you've experienced it once or twice, you will leave it on. It's there to save you fuel, and it's also there to help keep the environment a bit cleaner. How does it work? When the car's warmed up, if you put your foot on the clutch when you come to a stop, because you might be putting it into neutral or something, the engine will cut out, and it's again it just runs out. When you want to start it again, the moment you start to put your foot back on the clutch to engage gear, it will automatically come back on. It is that simple, okay? This is P off, not swearing at you, that's parking sensors off. You can actually turn the rear parking sensors off. Why you'd want to, not quite sure, but you can do that. And then you've got down here 2 12-volt sockets, so for chargers, plug-in chargers, sat-navs, anything like that. All sorts, and then USB and auxiliary for devices. So I'm just going to pull the seat forward a little bit now because I need to turn the vehicle on. That's now running. So quite simply, I'm just going to show you ventilation. So what you've got is 0 to 4. To get the air conditioning on, it does have to be on at least number 1. we're going to then press AC, the light goes blue. If we turn the AC off, the light goes out. It's as simple as that. We've got heating control, so cold through to hot, and the direction of where you want them to blow to. Simple as that. You've got all the vents to the front, and then the heated rear screen to the back. Recirculation, that's if you get a stuffy lorry in front of you. So let's just turn all of those off for the time being. Up on the steering wheel, we've got our height adjuster, nice and simple, and how we lock that off is down here. There's a lever, we push it up or pull it down, depending on what we want to do, and that will lock off. It couldn't be any harder than that. Okay, so I'm going to move the steering wheel round so I can get to this lever on the left. So this is your indicator and lights. It's down for left, it's up for right. Our flashes are towards us and our full beam is away from us. But this car's got automatic lights, so if I turn it once to auto, there is a sensor that tells it when the lights need to be on or off. I would recommend just leaving it there. It's 100% accurate, it knows what it's doing, just leave it there. However, if you did want to override it, you then go to what's called side lights and then nighttime lights. But as I say, be perfectly honest with you, just leave it on auto. This little guy here is for your fog lamps, to turn them on and off. Couldn't be any easier than that. I'm now going to move the steering wheel around to the right so we can see what's on the other stalk. That's wipers. Down one quick swipe is literally down one quick swipe. If we go up once, that's intermittent wiper, and then with this little chap we can adjust how long it takes between each wipe. If we go up again, that's your first constant wipe. If we go up again, that's your top speed. If we want water on the front screen, we literally just pull it towards us, and if we want water on the back, we push the whole thing away from us. This one here, you turn it away from you to turn the rear wipers on intermittent, and then to setting number 2 for rear wiper constant. I'm going to turn that off, straighten the steering wheel up. This is where you've got your Bluetooth, so that's where you'd answer a telephone call, discard a telephone call, volume up and volume down, and that's for changing stations. Now whilst we're on the radio, there it is there. So you've got radio, you've got list, you've got presence, and you've got menu. Now it says DAB, and that of course is DAB radio. If we press list, it will give you all the channels, alphabetical order. Okay, it really is as simple as that. If we want to add our phone, we go to this little symbol here, which is settings. There's the Bluetooth. We push on the Bluetooth. We look at connections. We want to add a new device.
Activate Bluetooth on your device and select the device name that matches the vehicle name.
Which is really simple. So you would have the Bluetooth on your phone on and visible to other devices. They will then search for each other, and when it comes up on your own phone i30, you simply just press pair and then follow the instructions, and it really is that easy. Okay, so I'm going to go back to radio, and there it is there. So just going to go to what's in front of us now. So we've done this side of the steering wheel. We're now going to do this side of the steering wheel. This little symbol here is what I call a book. If you look at the screen behind us, you can see every time I press it, something changes. We can now, with this up and down arrow here, we can scroll up the features or down the features. If I go back to the book for the moment, if I then press and hold OK, it will zero what we've got in front of us. There we are. I'm going to do it again. It will zero what we've got in front of us, and it will zero what we've got in front of us. And it really is that simple. Now this is cruise control. You turn the cruise control on by pressing this top button here, and as you can see on the screen, it now says cruise. And you simply, when you get to the speed that you want to do, you would just press here, if I can get it in focus, you'd put set, and it would set you at that speed. You can actually increase and decrease your speed. That's what these plus and minuses are whilst you're going. But the moment you press any of the pedals, the clutch, the brake or the accelerator, cruise control goes off. But I'm actually going to physically turn it off. It's now onto speed limiter. So the second time you push it, you speed limiter. It might not do it because we're not moving, but I'm just going to see if I can set it. No, because we're not moving, it won't change what's on there. But if you wanted, if you're driving down the road and you wanted to do 30 mile an hour and start at 30 mile an hour, you would then go up until you see 30 mile an hour here, and then you would just leave it. And it means that no matter how hard you press the accelerator, you will not exceed 30 mile an hour or 40 mile an hour or 50 mile an hour. Again, to turn it off, we just simply press that, and look, it's now disappeared. And it really couldn't be any more difficult than that. It's very, very simple and very, very straightforward. I'm just going to show you reverse again. So it's over the shift, towards the passenger and in. And at that point, it does click in with the rear parking camera and the beepers. Okay, so that's a little tutorial for you. You've got any questions after, don't hesitate to give me a call. I'll go through them again, but this is because we can't sit in the car with you on the day of handover. We are being monitored on that, so we have to be a bit strict there. So good luck and bye for now.